Hello and welcome to In the Kitchen with Matt. I am your host, Matt Taylor. Today I'm going to show you how to make lemon curd. If you're not familiar with lemon curd, it's similar to a custard or a pudding, and it's used in a variety of ways. You can eat it as is. You can spread it on toast or on scones. I have a lemon blueberry scone video here on my channel, which is really yummy. You can also use it as a filling for like cupcakes or cakes or tarts. You can take whipped cream and fold it in and make a pastry cream out of it and use it to fill cream puffs or eclairs. A lot of ways that you can use this lemon curd. And it's super easy to do. Only 4 ingredients. Well, 5 if you include both the lemon juice and the lemon zest. But those both come from a lemon. So anyway, really easy to do, simple ingredients. If I can do it, you can do it. Before we move on, make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my videos. Also, hit that like button, it'll really help me out. Let's get started. Down below in the description box, you'll find a list of the ingredients and their amounts. And I'm gonna start by zesting the lemons. You wanna do that first before you squeeze the juice out of it. And I do recommend using fresh lemons that you get at the store or pull off of your tree if you have a lemon tree. Don't recommend using just store-bought lemon juice. You can, but it just won't be the same. And so let's zest these lemons. Lemon zest is optional, but it'll make it taste that much better because there's so much flavor in the zest. And so I have a microplane zester here. I did a review on this on my channel a while ago. You can find that video review if you want. But you can use any kind of a zester. And let's just zest. You can zest it this way, where you hold the zester over your bowl and just run your lemon across it. Or you can just go like this, which is a very common way as well. Whatever way you want to do it. And if you go like this, then it's kind of quicker to do it this way, to hold it this way and do it. And then you can just tip that over like that. And we want to get about a tablespoon of zest. And don't be alarmed if you don't have a zester. You don't have to go out and buy one of these if you don't want. If you're going to be using zest from citrus a lot in your cooking and baking, then I do recommend picking up a zester. But zest is typically just an optional ingredient that just adds more flavor. And we all like more flavor, don't we? So there we go, that's about a tablespoon. I'm gonna set the zest aside. And now we want to get the juice out of the lemons. We want about 1/2 cup. And I'm just gonna roll these a little bit. It'll just make them a little easier. And then I have this manual citrus presser. Or you could just use your hand and squeeze it, totally up to you. And there's a variety of these that you can use. And so I'm just gonna come up here and we'll just cut the lemon. And again, you can just use your hands, squeeze them in there, or just use this little press. I like the press because then you don't get the lemon juice on your hands. But do what you want to do. So if you are looking for other ways to use your lemons, if you have a lemon tree, then consider making lemon curd. Depending on the size of your lemon, large lemons sometimes will have about 1/4 cup of juice in them. And so you may only need like 2 lemons, 2 large lemons. Now I have my 1/2 cup of lemon juice. And what's neat about this recipe is we're not using any kind of a thickener, like we're not using cornstarch, which you would use for like a pudding. And the pectin, natural pectin in the lemon and then the eggs are what's going to thicken this curd. And then I'm going to take my pot here, and now we separate the eggs from the yolks. I'm going to use 4 eggs, but only one of those eggs is going to be separated. Just put these in there. Okay. And then this one, I'm going to separate, and you can just break it and then just transfer it back and forth between your two shells, and that will capture the yolk. Okay, so I separated the egg white from the yolk there and have it in there. There are a variety of recipes out there. Some will use just pure egg yolks and no whites at all. Some will just use all the eggs, and some will use a combination of both. If you don't have anything else that you want to make with the egg whites, then I would just put them in there. But you can save the egg whites and make like a meringue with it, meringue cookies. You can make an awesome angel food cake. I have an amazing angel food cake recipe here that you can try, or just make an omelet with it, whatever you want to do. So I got 3 full eggs and then 1 egg yolk in here, and I want to whisk this up in this pot. There are 2 main methods to make this. One just by using a pot on low heat, and another is a double boiler method where we would just put water in the pot about 1 inch, 2 inches deep, and then we put a bowl, larger bowl on the top, and we would gently heat it up that way, similar if you're melting chocolate. I'm just going to do it this way. I don't feel like doing the double boiler method, but you can do that as well. And now I'm going to add 1/2 cup of sugar in there, and let's whisk this for about 2 minutes. Give or take 2 minutes. It doesn't have to be exact. And then next we will add in that zest and then the lemon juice. Again, 1/2 cup of lemon juice. And we will whisk that together. And now it's ready to take over to the stovetop and slowly cook it and stir it. On to that step. We are over at the stovetop, and I have the heat set to medium-low. We want to just slowly cook those eggs, and that's going to be what gives us our really nice consistency. And we are just going to stir and stir for about 5 to 10 minutes until it gets nice and thick, or it's about 170 degrees Fahrenheit, somewhere around there, but you don't need to use a thermometer or anything. I'll show you how to check it. And eventually it'll start getting a little thicker. I'm at about the 7-minute mark right now. Not quite there yet. Okay, and then once it starts to get really thick, it's been about 10 minutes, then you can take your spoon and it should cling to the spoon. And if you leave it alone, there's going to be a light starting to bubble just a little bit by itself. And that's how we know that it is ready. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this from the heat. And then I'm going to add in my butter. And the butter is going to add flavor and consistency, and it's going to cool it down. I have 1/2 cup of butter, cold butter, that I just cut into little, about tablespoon chunks. And I am using unsalted butter, but you can certainly use salted butter if you like. All right, and once the butter is completely melted, the lemon curd is pretty much done. Pretty easy, right? And it was only about 20 total minutes of active time. And now we are going to transfer it to a bowl to let it chill. And now what you can do to get the smoothest lemon curd as possible is run it through a strainer, and that'll catch any of the larger bits of lemon zest. So let's just run this. Look how nice and silky smooth that looks already. And now we'll just press that around and let it go through that sieve, strainer. And what you're left with, if you can see that, is all the chunks of lemon zest that you may not want in there. Of course, you can leave it in there if you want, totally up to you. Or if you really don't want to use the lemon zest to begin with, then you don't have to use the lemon zest if you don't want to. But look how amazing that looks. I'm going to come in here with the spoon and just do a little taste. Wow, that is awesome. And now, if you want to just eat it warm, you could just eat it warm just like that. But traditionally, what will happen is you will take some plastic wrap and we'll put some plastic wrap over this and you'll push it down so it touches the top of the custard. Keep wanting to say custard. So push it down and so it goes on the top of your lemon curd, and this will protect it from developing a film over the top. And now just place this in the refrigerator for about an hour and it'll be ready to use for whatever you want to do. And then I like using this bowl because then I have a lid that I can just put on there and store it in the fridge, and you can store it for up to like 2 weeks in the fridge and then use it as needed for your toast, for your scones. Fold in some whipped cream and make awesome pastry cream for your cream puffs or eclairs, or make a tart with it, whatever you want to do. All right, and once it has chilled, you can remove that plastic and ready to be used however you want. And if you wanted it to chill it faster, once it's done cooking, then you can sit the bowl in like another larger bowl of ice and then just stir and cool it down quicker that way if you want. And there we go. Now I can use it however I want. I'm just gonna dip into some a little bit and give it a taste. Look at that silky smooth lemon curd. Absolutely amazing. I'm Matt Taylor. This has been another episode of In the Kitchen with Matt. Thank you for joining me. As always, if you have any questions, comments, or requests, put them down below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thumbs up, down the corner, push it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and check out my other videos. Take care. Time for me to dive into this some more. Oh yeah. Yeah.